be Chad Hanke, Titan Mercury Wrestling Club, taking on Tony Nelson of the Minnesota Storm. Hanke going to be in the red, Nelson in the blue. Nelson, obviously a two-time NCAA champion, three-time finalist for the University of Minnesota. Fell to Nick Gwiazdowski his senior year last season in the finals. Gwiazdowski made the finals of the World Team Trials Challenge Tournament. Impressive freestyler, but Nelson, I think this is the first time we've seen him since that NCAA tournament. Excited to have him out wrestling.
Like the first match, first round, second round?
I think so, yeah.
Winner of this match is going to face, looks like Dom Bradley in the semifinals.
All right, thanks, man. I'm Jacob, bro. Vince? Yep. All right, man. I just lost about 4 points. I just messed up. Hesitation thing. You just won though, one loss. Huh? You lost one? Yeah.
We're going to have a passivity here on Nelson.
He shot, and I shouldn't have stepped out, but I did hesitation stuff. I was watching, I had to go there. Yeah, that's whatever. What's up, bro? How's your day?
Oh, it's muted when it's up. It's muted?
Yeah, go ahead. Are you sure you can go with it? I want to slow you down.
So we're working in this over-under tie. Nelson appears to have a little bit of size advantage on Hanke. We're going to have a passivity call there on Hanke as well. So that his first. We're scoreless over halfway through the period. Hanke trying to dig an underhook right side, snaps off. Nelson circling. And Hanke going to get put on the shot clock here with 58 seconds to go in the first. See if he decides to open it up or just concede this point here. Halfway through the shot clock. So far, Nelson just staying in the center of the mat, controlling the position. And that will be it for the 30 seconds. Caution against Hanke, 1 point Nelson on the board. Short time remains here in the first. Points hard to come by. Especially at 125 pounds when you have two, high-level competitors. Already tends to be a lower scoring weight class, but when you got two guys who are relatively even, you're going to see these 1-0, 2-1 type matches, and that's what's brewing right here. We'll see if anyone can open it up in the second. Again, winner will face Dom Bradley in the semifinals. And you got the other two quarters at 125 going on right now. Mat C and D. Those are the bottom side quarters. We're back to it here with Hanke and Nelson. Should mention Nelson won his first match 10-0 over Jacob Mitchell in the opening round. Hanke received a bye to the quarterfinals. Hanke trying to dig double unders. Nelson fighting it off. I was saying this in the first period. I think Nelson, he just appears to be sizably bigger than Hanke, and has It's a little bit more muscle on him. Going to be hard for Hanke to score unless he can get to some outside shot attempts, create angles, you know, single leg. You don't want to be trapped underneath Nelson. It's going to be a passivity on Nelson. He's now on the 30-second shot clock. And you expect Nelson would try to get one here. Don't want it to stay 1-1. Because Hanke, having scored last, would have criteria. Nelson in on the single. Can he finish? So 5 seconds on the clock. He's driving out of bounds. Hanke toeing the line, and with 1 second left on the shot clock, Hanke is going to step out of bounds. Nelson picks up the point. He takes the 2-0 lead. So now the ball's in Hanke's court. He's going to need a takedown to take this match. Hanke now in on the single leg. Strategy just like I was saying before, but he doesn't want to get caught underneath here. Nelson trying to cut the corner. He's in the crotch. Let's see if Hanke can finish. Nelson is going to take that crotch lift through, and he's going to take a 4-1 lead as Hanke comes around the backside. So Hanke was in deep on the shot. That was his opportunity, but Nelson great with that counter offense. Makes it a 2-1 scenario in favor of himself. 46 seconds remain. Hanke tries to go high C. Keeps that right hand high. Nelson catches with the underhook. Hanke backs out. Again in on the shot. Nelson crushes down with that weight right on the head. Hanke circles back to the feet. 5 seconds. He's got one more attempt. Looks like Tony Nelson via a 4-1 decision is going to move on to the semifinals at 125 kilograms. It'll be a great matchup. Don Bradley versus Tony Nelson. That's coming up shortly here in the